purpose of Neuralink is to create a high bandwidth interface to the brain such that we can be symbiotic with AI.
Okay, so out of all the videos I make, this is the one that needs to go viral. And now, what does Neuralink, the Big Beautiful Bill, Alligator Alcatraz, and the Book of Revelation all have in common? Well, sit back, relax, grab your popcorn, and see if you can pick up what I'm about to lay down. So now, of course, as a disclaimer, this is going to be my own personal opinion, speculation, and a theory with my own pattern recognition. So take the information and come to your own conclusion. Okay, so now with that being said, let's start off with this right here, how Neuralink has selected the University of Miami's Miller School of Medicine as its second U.S. clinical trial site for prime study. This study focuses on the safety and functionality of the Neuralink implant. Now, as we can see, as of July 2nd, a brain chip was put in a patient at Miami. Now, what happens to be a wild coincidence is that we have this alligator Alcatraz that was built in the middle of the Everglades, which, as we can see right here, was built in Big Cypress National Preserve, which just so happens to be only 45 miles away from the university where these Neuralink implants are being done at. And of course, what are the odds? What are the chances? Coincidentally, DeSantis vetoes a bill that would have repealed Florida's free deceased law. Now, for those who do not know, this law was enacted in 1990, which uniquely bars certain family members, specifically unmarried adult children and their parents, from recovering damages in medical malpractice lawsuits if a loved one passes away due to negligence. So now, I'm not sure about you guys, but it sure seems like Florida would be the perfect state to be doing this right here. And of course, I'm sure it's just a coincidence that Alligator Alcatraz is right next to this university where these trials are being done at. Which, of course, if history is a precursor to the future, as we know what took place in Germany between 1930 and 1945, they had medical experiments upon individuals who were at, let's just say, camps. So again, I'm sure it's just a coincidence, so let's move on. And now I'm sure you're wondering, how does the Big Beautiful Bill have any connection to this? Well, within this one Big Beautiful Bill, there was the creation of a rural health relief fund called the Rural Health Transformation Program. And as we can see right here within this program, it prioritizes the use of new technologies or technologies that connect providers to patients. You know, new technologies and devices like Neuralink, which of course, what are the odds, coincidentally, that just a week ago we had RFK Jr. talking about how he wants Americans wearing wearable devices by the year 2029. And as you're going to see in the remainder of this video, the year 2029 seems to be pretty significant. Because as we know, according to an ex-Google executive, he claimed that the singularity would happen by 2029. Now, for those wondering, his name is Ray Kurzweil, who just happens to be somebody that Mr. Chip in the Brain looks up to, somebody he has connections with and agrees on the timeline with the singularity. Now, according to Ray Kurzweil's book, The Singularity is Near, he talks about how the singularity will be when artificial intelligence reaches superintelligence and we merge with AI. As we can see right here, people will interact with AI that can seem convincingly human, and simple brain-computer interfaces like Neuralink will impact daily life much like smartphones do today. And as we can see, during the 2030s, self-improving AI and maturing nanotechnology will unite humans and machine, which just so happens to be the end agenda for Neuralink.
The merge scenario with AI is the one that seems like probably the best. Like if you can't beat it, join it.
We can see the purpose of Neuralink in the future will be to connect human brains with artificial intelligence. And this is exactly why his AI Grok uses the logo of the singularity. And just so you guys know, the base, simple definition of the singularity is the state, fact, quality, or condition of being singular. So in simple terms, the singularity is to become singular with something. So to become singular, to become one with AI. Likewise, the name Grok means to merge with and to lose identity in. Now, just as a side note, in my own personal opinion and research, it's interesting to note how this singularity has the Saturn rings logo, which goes back to Chronos, the golden age of the Titans, which is also Saturn, and the black hole right here, which is the bottomless pit of Revelation chapter 9. Again, in my own personal opinion, speculation, and research. Remember, take everything that I'm telling you guys right now with a grain of salt and do your own research and come to your own conclusions. And of course, as a side note, something else I wanted to add is how the logo of XAI is a broken cross. Because at the end of the day, there's actually two singularities, those who believe in the Lord Jesus Christ, and through the cross, we have singularity with God, we become one with Him, or for those who deny deny Christ and take the mark of the beast, they will become singular and one with the Antichrist. So now going back to the purpose of Neuralink, it is to connect human brains with artificial intelligence in the future. But as we can see down here, former employees and experts are worried about the company's approach. They think Neuralink is taking unnecessary risks and doing things that might not be ethical. No, you don't say. As we can see, some neuroscience and industry experts are worried about Neuralink's ways of doing things, where the surgeries they did on animals were not done carefully and were rushed, raising concerns about possible harm to the brain. And as we can see right here, the fact that the FDA gave permission for human trials is making people talk even more. They are discussing whether the safety measures are good enough and if Neuralink is really working to fix the ethical issues. And of course, how convenient, what a coincidence that Doge reportedly fired the FDA employees who were reviewing clinical trials of Neuralink. What are the odds? As we can see from this Fortune article, that Doge fired the FDA employees who were responsible for overseeing the clinical trials applications of neurological and physical medical devices, including those made by Neuralink, where apparently the firings included about 20 employees who were part of the FDA's Office of Neurological and Physical Medicine Devices, responsible for reviewing clinical trial applications of brain implant technologies, including Neuralink. But hey, we have no time for safety and regulations because the year 2029 is right around the corner. As we can see right here, Mr. Chip in the Brain predicts AI will likely be smarter than all humans combined by the year 2029. And not to mention how we have a roadmap for how smart devices can integrate with our bodies by 2029. Now, with the year 2029 being in focus, it makes sense why there seems to be such a push for AI infrastructure. As we can see with Mr. Golden Dawn announcing his $500 billion Stargate project to supercharge AI infrastructure, which for those who do not know, the word Stargate really just means portal. Kind of makes me think of the logo of the singularity. You know, the portal to the bottomless pit, bringing upon the Antichrist. And of course, this agenda has been in the works for a while, as we can see right here from 2019, where he wants 5th generation and 6th generation technology in the United States. And for those who do not know, 6th generation technology is wireless technology that will connect humans and machines, where it seems like the end goal is to merge human brains with the cloud, and how companies like Neuralink could upload human brains into cyberspace. And now on top of all of that, when you add this right here, how Mr. Chip in the Brain predicts AI takeover and end of human jobs and the rise of universal basic income, then the picture starts to become clear how Revelation chapter 13 is right around the corner, which as we see, the false prophet will grant power to give breath to the image of the beast, which in my opinion will be artificial intelligence becoming conscious, sentient with the Antichrist spirit, and also forcing the earth dwellers to take the mark of the beast, that no one may buy, sell, or trade except the one who has the mark of the name and the beast and the number of his name, which aligns perfectly with the future tokenized cryptocurrency blockchain financial system that will be tied with universal basic income. And if you do not take the mark, you will not be able to be part of the system and buy, sell, and trade. And with this all being said, it makes me wonder if the push and urgency for the year 2029 has anything to do with this asteroid Apophis, which is expected to come dangerously close to the Earth in the year 2029. And of course, it makes you wonder why they named it Apophis, because in Egyptian mythology, it is the ancient deity representing chaos, darkness, and destruction, often depicted as a giant serpent. Oh, how lovely! Which of course makes me think of Revelation chapter 9, and they had as a king over them the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Hebrew is Abaddon, which in the Hebrew means the angel of destruction. You're telling me the black hole singularity is expected in the year 2029, while at the same time the asteroid Apophis is expected to fly by, which sure seems like the same deity as the king of the bottomless pit. I'm sure it's all just a coincidence. Nothing to see here. And on top of all of that, at the same time, we have the slogan of the Antichrist.
The slogan of the Antichrist is peace and safety.
While coincidentally, at the same time of all this going on, we have Mr. A. Bad Donnie pushing forward with his peace treaty of the Abraham Accords, while we also continue to see the push for the third temple in Jerusalem. I mean, I'm sure the convergence of all these events is just a coincidence. Nothing to see here. Now, I understand that was a lot of information I tried to squeeze within 10 minutes, but with that being said, it's all speculation, a theory, pattern recognition, so take the information and come to your own conclusions. But now, of course, in my own personal opinion, my own convictions is pretty clear with the writing on the wall, the times that we are living in. And it sure seems like the tribulation is going to start this October. Again, we will have to wait and see. We're going to find out pretty soon. But with all the timelines and everything going on, it sure looks like the tribulation starts this October. And then halfway through, 2029 is the halfway point where the mark of the beast would be implemented. And then Jesus returns in 2033. So again, just speculation, theory, whatnot. Come to your own conclusion, do your own research. But at the end of the day, focus your eyes upon the Lord, for he's truly the author and the perfecter of your faith. Pray for discernment and wisdom. And through this all, continue to grow in faith and maturity, walking with love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. And be ready, watching for the Lord, looking up, for our redemption is drawing near. Love you guys all so much. God bless. Remember, the just shall live by faith.